Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check.
Football teams all go throughout the days of the tournaments, and these teams will be playing against each other. But here they come united together here gentlemen, would you please give all of our football teams a round of applause? At this time, we would like to direct your attention to the 50-yard line as the tribal councilman of the Bochillo community and deacon of Bochillo Baptist Church, Mr. Kendall Wallace, presents tonight's invocation. Please stand. Let's pray. Please remain standing, and please direct your attention to the American flag at the north end of the field as we have Ms. Nana Frazier present the national anthem. you, and you may be seated. Thank you, Mr. Wallace, for your prayer, and to Ms. Nana Frazier for your presentation of the national anthem. At this time, it is my distinct honor to introduce and welcome to the microphone the leader of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for our tribal chief, Cyrus Bennett.
We want to extend our prayers for continued healing from the loss of your loved one. Kaniga, they were players. Kaniga, they were parents. Kaniga, they were coaches. But at the same time, they were a piece of the community, of the team, of the tribe. They may be gone, but they're not forgotten. And I hope this moment that we take to give them honor, that we will also, throughout this games, that we'll play for them as they looked upon you, cheering for you, for your team colors, for your community, and for you as an individual that may be on this field playing. But together, we're one family. Put your heart, put all your effort together. So I wish every team best of luck in this tournament. I know that there will be much effort given to take home the prize drum that will be hoisted following the championship games on Friday and Saturday. I walked upon this field tonight carrying one of those drums. I wish you the best of luck and the best safety and the sportsmanship as we play this great sport that we cherish so greatly as a people. And as a people, throughout this next week and a half, that we cherish our culture and our traditions, that we not only cherish it just for a week and a half throughout the year, but day in and day out, loving each other, honoring each other, and I hope that in tonight's honoring of the fallen Tushka and Tushkas, we thank you for coming out. We would like to wish you best of luck to every team and to all of our contestants that will be vying to be our next ambassador of the Mississippi Band and Choctaw Indians. And I'd like to, at this time, introduce you our 2022-2023 Ambassador of the Mississippi Band, Choctaw Indian Princess, Miss Cadence Rain Nicky. Let's give her a round of applause.
Helito, it is such a great pleasure to be with you all tonight, and I'm so excited that we get to start the stickball games tonight. Many of you have been in my thoughts and prayers throughout this whole year, and I will continue to pray for each and one of you and ask that God gives your family comfort. So good luck to each team, and let's have fun. Thank you.
Let's give her another round of applause. And before we go into the ceremony, I've got to ask, what team will take home the championship drum? It starts tonight. Let's go get it.
Thank you, Chief. And I know he's not one for putting himself out there, but I do believe Chief Ben is celebrating a special occasion today. Is that correct, Chief? Let's all say happy birthday to our tribal chief, Cyrus Ben. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Next, on behalf of Chief Ben and the Choctaw Indian Fair, we would like to take this moment to recognize all active and former members of the United States military joining us here tonight. If you are here, we ask you to please stand. If you are an active or former member of the United States military, we'd like to recognize you if there's any in the audience, or if you'd like to step forward if you're on the field. Let's give all these individuals a round of applause. We acknowledge you for your bravery, service, and duty to our country. Yokoke. At this time, we will begin with our Fallen Tushka ceremony. The Fallen Tushka ceremony signifies remembering stickball team members or notable contributors to the sport who have lost their lives over the course of this past year. The teams on the field recognize their fallen Tushka by bringing forth their names for tribute and remembrance. Tonight, we pay respect to each fallen Tushka by echoing their name and calling to their spirit over the football stadium one final time, never to be forgotten. We ask that all participants remain on the field after each presentation. And now for the 2023 Fallen Tushka ceremony. World Series Stickball remembers Fallen Tushka, Theron Duke Denson. A longtime contributor to the World Series Stickball Tournament and Fair Committee member, Stickball Stadium announcer, and a joyful impersonator of Elvis Presley music, the Choctaw Indian Fair Committee presents a token of appreciation to the family of fallen Tushka, Theron Duke Denson. Presenting a handmade Choctaw art piece is Tribal Chief Cyrus Ben and Choctaw Indian Princess Cadence Nikki. Thank you. Inserted on the placard that was there says, dedicated to the memory of our dear friend and colleague, Theron Duke Denson, in sincerest appreciation for your outstanding dedication and service to the Choctaw Indian Fair World Series Stickball, presented by Tribal Chief Cyrus Ben on July the 5th, 2023. At this time, we look to the Beaver Dam men's stickball team coached by Mark Willis and James Denson to honor Mr. Frank Butch Steve Jr. Butch was a member of the Beaver Dam stickball team for many years. He enjoyed hunting, watching stickball, and spending time with his grandkids. The Beaver Dam men's stickball team would also like to recognize and honor Mr. Thurtis Tubby Jr. Thurtis Jr. was a member of the Beaver Dam stickball team. He enjoyed fishing, playing stickball, and spending time with his family. The team would also like to recognize and honor Mr. Grant Bubba Hayes Willis. Since the age of 10, fallen Tushka, Grant Bubba Hayes Willis never missed a lineup for the boys in red. Tonight and in the coming years, Bubba will always be remembered for his agility, fierce love of the game, and call of the drums. The Grant Willis family expresses many thanks to the Beaver Dam stickball family for having been a great part of his life. The Lady Beaver Dam Stickball Team, coached by Rory Willis, would like to recognize and honor Nakia Willis. We now turn our attention over to the Bukchido men's and men's 35 and over stickball teams. They would like to recognize and honor Mr. John Bell Jr. John was a member of the Bukchido stickball team for many years. He will be deeply missed, but never forgotten. The Bukchido men's stickball team would like to recognize and honor Mr. Harley Vaughn. At the age of 16, stickball was the sport Harley knew and loved. In his honor, his three daughters will play with his home community team where it all started, Bukchido. We now look to the Chickasha Thule team, coached by Brandon White Eagle. They would like to recognize and honor Mr. Sonny Hamilton. Sonny Hamilton was a kind-hearted person who played for Chickasha Thule, who loved his stickball family. We now look to Ilitiba Hikia, coached by Julian Dixon. They would like to recognize and honor Mr. Jairus Shoemake. Jairus was a coach for the newly formed Ilitiba Hikia women's stickball team. He was no stranger to anybody he met, and he loved his family dearly. He is very much missed by all, and especially his team. We now look to the Conahata stickball teams, starting with the Conahata Youth Stickball Team coached by Eric Billy, and they would like to recognize and honor Brayley Dixon. Brayley was the 12-year-old daughter of Brianne Thomas and Glenn Dixon. Next, the team would like to recognize and honor Anton Jefferson. He was the 17-year-old son of Vera Monk and the late Armand Jefferson Sr. Next, the team would like to recognize and honor Mina Willis. She was the 15-year-old daughter of Marcus Willis and Leslie Ann Shoemake. The Conahata men's stickball team, coached by Timothy Thomas, would like to recognize and honor Elliot Ryan Johnson. Elliot enjoyed this time of the year as he would put on his blue and white attire to represent Conahata. He departed this world and will forever remain in our hearts. He enjoyed spending time with his family, especially his kids. The Conahata men's and men's 35 and over stickball teams would like to recognize and honor Mr. Garth Charlie Jr. Garth loved playing with the Conahata stickball team. He also loved spending time with his family, especially his children. The Conehatta men's and men's 35 and over teams would like to recognize and honor Mr. Charles Toro Jefferson, Jr. Toro has been part of the Conehatta stickball team for many years. He loves spending time with his family, friends, and especially his kids. The Conehatta men's and men's 35 and over stickball team would like to recognize Jairus Chalk Shoemake. Jairus will be deeply missed but never forgotten, as the memories he created with everyone will forever live on. He enjoyed spending time with his family. The Conehatta men's stickball team would like to recognize and honor Mr. Frank Williamson. The family of Frank Williamson wish to thank the Conehatta stickball team for this great honor in recognizing him during this ceremony. Mr. Frank has been drumming for the Conehatta stickball team for many years. And now we turn to the Nanawaya men's stickball team, coached by Kendall Wallace. They would like to recognize and honor Mr. Adrian Dixon. Adrian was a player and proud supporter of the Nanawaya stickball team. The Nanawaya men's stickball team would also like to recognize and honor Mr. Bruce Thompson. Bruce was a former player and assistant coach in 2022 for the Nanawaya stickball team. The Nanawaya Ohoyo stickball team, coached by Randy Wallace, would like to recognize and honor Mrs. Lola Jackson. Mama LJ was a proud fan of stickball and never missed a game, especially when Bukchido played. She was one of the founders of Nanawaya Ohoyo's stickball team, whom she was an even bigger fan of. And now we turn to the Oklahoma men's stickball team coached by Sam John, and they would like to recognize and honor Mr. Frederick Dixon. Fred played for the Oklahoma stickball team most of his playing career, wearing number 23 on the field, and was a force on defense for many years. When his playing days were over, he still took time to come and watch the team practice. Win or lose, he was always proud of the Oklahoma team in each division. Fred bled the Golden Red through and through. The Oklahoma Ohoyo stickball team, coached by Kevin Grisham, would like to honor Mrs. Pandora Dixon Saki. Pandora has been a member of the Oklahoma Ohoyo since the beginning, and despite her height, she was tough and had great skills as a shooter. She had not only impacted others on the field, but also in their lives off the field. We now turn to the Tucker men's stickball team, coached by Brian Farmer, and they would like to recognize and honor Mr. Demanuel Lashane Willis. Demanuel, aka Manny, was well known to many with his smile and jokes. He enjoyed spending time with his family, fishing, and playing ball with his brothers and friends. Manny will be missed but not forgotten. Long live number 42. Tushka men's 35 and over stickball team, coached by Dwayne Hornbuckle, would like to honor Mr. Casey McKinney. Casey was a member of the Tushka 35 and over stickball team and would speak out loudly to motivate our players and let them all know he expected 100% effort on the field. He enjoyed spending time with his family and friends. We now turn to the Warriors men's stickball team coached by Steve Dixon, and they would like to recognize and honor Mr. Scotty Lewis. Scotty played many years with the Warriors stickball team. He will be known for his smile and humor. He loves spending time with his family, especially his kids. We turn to the Wolfpack stickball team coached by Peter Saki, and they would like to recognize and honor Mr. Nick Carden. Nick was a member of the Wolfpack stickball team and liked playing stickball, going fishing, hunting, and hanging out with his friends. The Wolfpack would also like to recognize and honor Mr. Stanley Joe Gibson. Stanley was a member of the Wolfpack stickball team and liked going fishing and spending time with his family. The Wolfpack would also like to recognize and honor Mr. Delray D. Saki. Delray was a member of the Wolfpack stickball team. He liked playing sports and watching his daughter. And we say thank you to all who have presented fallen Tushkas here tonight. On behalf of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians and Choctaw Indian Fair, Tribal Chief Cyrus Ben relays heartfelt condolences for each great loss. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to ask for a collective moment of silence for each fallen Tushka named here tonight. Thank you to all teams and family participants of the World Series Stickball Fall and Tushka ceremony. You may now exit the field.